All right, good morning, everybody. You guys all look lively and well on this Monday morning. So it's good to see everyone. Thanks for joining us here this morning. Today's topic of conversation was basically in reflection of the weekend as we were blessed with some unbelievable weather both Saturday and Sunday. So just wanted to touch base and see how you prefer, whether you did it this weekend or not, how you prefer to take advantage of some warm weather. Here at the Shoup House, I personally enjoy golfing when it's nice. However, I did not do that this weekend and haven't for a really long time, and rarely do I get to. But that's kind of the one thing I would prefer to do. As a family, generally we go camping. Again, did not do that this weekend, and most campgrounds are currently shut down. And when they open up, they're not going to have access to playgrounds or pools. So we're pretty limited in that regard. But one thing that I did do this weekend that I really enjoy doing when it's nice out is grilling and smoking. So yesterday we smoked some ribs all day. They turned out really, really well. It's my wife's favorite. So we enjoyed some ribs that we got at Miller's Meats and smoked those all day yesterday. Turned out really well. So I want to touch base with you guys and see how you tend to enjoy using warm weather or taking advantage of it. Are you a lay out and catch some sun or read a book, or do you tend to be more active? So let's start with Miss Grace Heitkamp. How are you this morning, Grace?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Doing great. How do you take advantage of a nice warm day?
Well, yesterday and the day before we did a lot of yard work and we took a lot of walks. It was really nice.
Cool. Where do you prefer to walk?
We walk our neighborhood, and we also like to go to Riverbend.
Nice. Awesome. Good choices. Good to hear. Glad to hear you were outside and active all weekend. Miss Bryan, we'll touch base with you here this morning. How do you enjoy taking advantage of a nice warm day?
Well, I take my dog on long walks. He's a young, active dog, and he needs a lot of walking. So that's what I do.
Nice. Were you able to do that this weekend?
Yep, every day. I gave myself some pretty bad blisters on my feet yesterday because I was wearing the wrong sandals. Oh, well.
Are you one, knowing that you're an early riser, do you try to get out in the morning before it gets too hot, or do you like to bake in the sun in the afternoon?
It hasn't been hot yet, so I've just been waiting for the sun to come out.
All right. Mr. Shoemaker, let's touch base with you. I think you're kind of an outdoorsman, so what do you prefer to do in the warm weather?
Well, what I prefer to do is go out camping, anything outside, hiking. But this past weekend, I spent all day Saturday putting up a fence to keep my son's chickens in. And then yesterday was all yard work all day long. So.
Well, hopefully you got the work out of the way so that next time you get a nice day, maybe you can have some fun. But that doesn't sound much fun.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get the hammock out one of these days.
Nice. Let's touch base with the Vinacotter family. Fairly light complected, so maybe you guys avoid these warm days like myself. But I see you don't appear to be sunburned. So what'd you guys do this weekend?
I dig for worms.
Yeah, a lot of digging for worms, getting anything to get dirty. We did a lot of landscaping this weekend too, and we like to go four-wheeling, just basically anything to be outside. We usually do. We're pretty fair-skinned around here, so we tend to take heat of the day breaks and go out in the mornings and evenings more.
Do you have any intentions for those worms? You guys got a fishing trip planned, or you just like getting dirty and the excuse to play with some worms?
An excuse to play in worms.
Yeah, he got real excited because I edged around all of our landscaping, and it was all just worms all over the place every time I was digging up. So
I took some. I kept some of them. Now I have my own little worm farm.
That sounds awesome. I'm sure your mom loves that. I know the Vinacotter family enjoys camping as well. Do you got the camper ready to roll?
Not yet. That's hopefully coming soon.
I took care of business with that over the weekend here and got the antifreeze out and everything's ready to go. So I'm excited when the gates open and we can go camping.
Ellie.
Miss Delaney, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. Were you able to get outside this weekend?
I actually went to Amber came over. Amber did okay. So I wasn't planning it, but sometime over so like at like noon, Amber came to my house, and then we just went over to her house because she has cornhole and a trampoline, and then we threw around a football. I can't, like, we were practicing our powder puff, even though that didn't happen. But then I found out that I can catch instead of throw. Like, I'm better at catching it than throwing it.
More of a receiver.
I also-
Well, if we ever are able to pull off a powder puff game in the future, maybe you'll just know to try out for receiver, not quarterback.
I also found out that for cornhole, if you get the bag in the hole, it's 3 points. But then if your opponent has like 3 bean bags on it, then it cancels it out, which I did not know that.
Well, there you go. I'm going to have to get on Mr. Van Hoos and make sure he's teaching the appropriate scorekeeping in PE so that everybody's aware of that. But glad you're aware now, and you'll carry that with you the rest of your life. So good job there. Let's check in with Miss Ragudi down in Cary. How are you this morning?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Were you guys able to get outside this weekend?
Oh yes, Emma loves being outside, so we spent a good chunk of both days outside looking for birds and rabbits and everything else she can find.
Awesome. Did you properly prepare her, or did she get sunburnt?
Oh no, she is just like my husband, so fair skin, redhead, definitely have a lot of sunscreen on that child.
Well, good to hear. An appropriate segue there to Miss Burton. Miss Burton, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Did you get that dog out on some walks this weekend?
My dog is really bad at walking. So I keep her inside when I go on my walks because she tends to like dart for the road. Like, I don't think she understands that if she's in the road, she's going to die. So I just keep her inside.
Well, maybe you could take some lessons from Miss Bryan on the whole dog walking scene.
Yeah, my dog's a psycho, so there's no helping her. But I go on walks myself. So I walk between 3 and 6 miles a day. So
Good for you. Good for you. Make sure we're lathering up the sunscreen or wearing a hat as we warm up here. Miss Archer, did you get the family outside this weekend? Hold on, I muted you. Okay, go ahead.
I did. Actually, for the first time, all 5 of us got in the car. We got Chick-fil-A. We went to the complex. There was nobody there but us. We asked, well, except for the guy mowing, we asked if it was okay if we played on the baseball fields, and the kids played baseball. We kind of had a little home run derby-ish thing, and it was super fun. So it was nice to get in the car and go somewhere.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys were a little bit disappointed that you weren't playing hockey, but glad to see you made the best of the baseball fields.
Well, we're missing baseball season. Max should be in that now, and, yeah, we do.
All right, let's touch base with Coach Niekamp. Coach, I think I saw a milestone on Instagram while you guys were outside this weekend. Is that correct?
Yeah, our younger one started walking around a little bit. But we spent most of the weekend putting up a swing set that we bought last summer that I'm just now getting to. And we also like to go to the lake a lot, up to Lake Erie.
Awesome. Have you been up there and done any fishing yet this year?
No fishing, but we've been up there a couple times just to work and kind of screw around.
Cool. Well, I know Mr. Daniels isn't with us, but Mr. Shoemaker is. But between the 3 of you guys, I'm looking forward to our next fish fry. We can put that stuff to the test. Mr. Wall, what did you do this weekend, buddy? Sorry, I muted you. Go ahead.
I was forced to do spring cleaning.
But there you go. Now you got it out of the way, so the next time it's nice, you can maybe get out and have some fun. Spring cleaning is never a bad thing. All right, well, with that, we're going to wrap up here. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have a staff meeting. Wednesday, I'll be available for some question and answers to really Delaney, I guess, but to the seniors, we're still hoping to pump some graduation information out. We do have various plans and options and details. I'm currently waiting to hear back from the county health department to get their blessing on what we're trying to pull off. Once we do that, again, I know everyone's eager to have that information and find out what we're doing. We'll get that out as soon as possible. Thursday, we'll be back with an open conversation. And really, we're kind of wrapping up here. A couple more weeks. Everybody stay strong. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay healthy. And thanks. Oh, it's also Teacher Appreciation Week. So we'll highlight that. Thanks to all of our teachers. I hope you have a great day and an even better week. To any medical professionals, it's also Nurses Week, which my wife reminded me last night. So thanks to all of our nurses that we are surrounded by. So you guys take care. Stay safe. Enjoy the day. Thanks, guys.